guys, welcome back to another episode of the Whisky Diaries. Today we're actually here at the Lark Distillery itself with the head distiller, Mr. Chris here. We've done a massive tour. We've been trying some different casks. We have a special release coming up. But besides that, let me introduce you to Chris and we'll talk a little bit about the Lark. And also we're going to try what's the whiskey that we're going to try?
We're going to try our latest limited release. This is our Chinotto finish.
Chinotto finish. So tell us a little bit about the Lark. Obviously, a lot of our viewers are from the States and from around the world. They might not know much about the distillery, and just give us a little bit of a insight, just a quick one.
Yeah, so we're a little Tassie distillery, but with pretty big brand presence these days on the back of Bill Lark, who founded the industry, godfather of the Tasmanian whiskey industry, first Southern Hemisphere person to be inducted into the World Whiskey Hall of Fame. So yeah, super proud to work for this distillery.
The tour today, they have a tiny little still, a watch still. What's the output of a weekly whiskey that you guys do? Not
enough is usually what we say. Not enough. We mash about 300 kilos a day. So we're a publicly traded company. I'm not allowed to say anymore these days. And also, I haven't done the calculations recently, so that's probably the answer.
This is a fair bit of whiskey, but everything runs out anyway. And there's a lot of, you've been focusing on the last 2 years or so in a lot of limited releases and all that stuff. What's the change? What do you guys want to accomplish with that?
Yeah, so whiskey for us is about experience, and we want to create new and varied experiences for our consumer. And our limited release program is really about showcasing what whiskey can be, and what we like to share with our friends and family as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And are you allowed to say about some of the modification that the distillery is going through, like the new peat machine and all that stuff? Or
well, you already have. So. Yeah, no, we got a brand new peat smoker sitting out just outside the distillery now. That allows us to take our peat smoke malt from 150 kilos a day through to now 2 tons a day, which is really exciting. It's something I've been sort of hoping for a decade.
Really exciting
so.
Just to see some Lark,
yeah.
some more
heavily peated, yeah. More heavily peated come out of Lark, yeah. And yeah, certainly, we've got a mining license for peat bog, and I think we're the only ones in Australia that has that. So
that's true as well. That's awesome.
It's exciting to get to use it properly.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the whiskey that we're going to try today.
So a bit of a world first here. So Chinotto, we collaborated with a little Italian digestive producer. They literally under his house in his garage, he produces like limoncello and a few other products. And one of those products is Chinotto.
What is Chinotto exactly?
So Chinotto's like a Italian cola. Italian cola drink. So it's what I've learned out of this process is a terribly difficult thing to make. Okay. I've known him for a little while, and he said, "What do you think of this?" And that was about 2 years ago, I think. And I was tasting through our whiskey, and I was like, it just all popped in my head, and I was like, "Oh, we should probably do that." And so I called him up, and I said, I would like to do this thing, and we argued about what it was, and I was like, "It's Chinotto," and he's like, "No, it's this, this, and this." I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure it's this Chinotto stuff." That's how I'll tell the story anyway. He was probably the other way around. I was wrong, and he was right. And eventually we settled that it was this Chinotto, and I was like, that's it. And we tried it with the whiskey, and we're like, that's great. And I was like, how much do you make a year? He was like 20 litres, and I was like, we need more. And so we argued for a while, and eventually we convinced him. I may have bullied him into making us 200 litres to season some casks. And the seasoned cask then went on to form this whiskey.
So the 200-litre cask that gets seasoned with Chinotto, and then the whiskey gets aged.
A couple of smaller casks, seasoned with smaller amounts. So 5 or 6 casks seasoned with smaller amounts. Yeah,
that's crazy. This is a 49 ABV, and the bottle 524 or 1800. So pretty limited release. Obviously, anything over 5 years, 4 to 5 years.
This is really unusual for us. So this is probably, I would say, I'd say probably. This is definitely the youngest whiskey we've ever released. Right. So this is about 3.5 year old whiskey, and the reason for that is it's more peated than most of the whiskies that we normally do. And as our peat ages, as our peat gets older in cask, it dissipates more. And we wanted to show that kind of smoke meets Chinotto cola flavour thing, and so this is a far younger whiskey than we'd ever released.
The aromas are incredible on these. What would you describe them as, for instance? Because you got a way better nose than I do.
Thank you, that's very kind. So on this one, I think what I like to think of it as is those cola lollies, those cola bottles meets a little bit of smoke, like campfire smoke, and then texturally it's kind of lush and plush.
Yeah, wow. It's the palate is very, very different. That's incredible. Definitely worth having. This is available, ready to purchase for everybody?
Yeah, so you can buy online, I think, at the moment, on our, you go to Lark website, and purchase right now.
Purchase everything.
But get in quick because these things sell. It's actually terrifying how quickly 1,800 bottles can go these days.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. Definitely recommend it. Well, guys, thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Chris, for your information. Cheers, lunch bar, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.